Hi guys, what is up? My name is Kate. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, and in today's video, we are going to be going through my online sales in a big portion of June between the dates of June 1st through June 21st. Sales have been pretty good for me. I've definitely noticed a summer slowdown, definitely on Poshmark, especially because, I don't know, Poshmark has just been iffy, but in terms of eBay has been pretty good for me and consistent. I have been doing a lot of ending of listings and clicking sell similar, so that's been keeping my store active and letting eBay know that I am consistently listing, even if it's not new stuff every day. But yeah, let's dive into my sales and we will go through my sales together.
All right, guys, you're gonna be able to see me again for this video, and I have high hopes that I won't freeze up because I didn't freeze up last time at all. So we're gonna start off with Merkari, where I sold this pair of OnCloud gray-white running athletic fitness terry sneakers shoes, size 7.5W. In my description, I put the keywords workout, outdoor gym, and travel. I also got these 2 paragraphs, I believe, directly from a certain website that was selling this exact style of OnCloud sneakers. I paid $8 for these at a regular thrift store. They sold for $25, which was an offer that I accepted. I originally had them listed for $35, which makes my profit around $16.90. And these only took 37 days to sell. I knew that these would be a quick flip because OnCloud is one of the trendiest brands of sneakers right now. I have never found them in good condition before, and the other times that I have found them has been very rare. I see other resellers finding OnClouds all of the time, but I don't. And so it was really surprising to find these at the thrift store. And I was just super happy that I was able to find OnClouds and cross them off my bucket list. These did have some yellowing, but overall the tread was really good and there were no holes on the back ankle area, which is something I always look for. So I would definitely pick these up again. This next sale is this Fablettics Black Active Fitness Atlantis Scuba 7/8 onesie jumpsuit, size extra large. I don't know what the 7/8 onesie means or 7 out of 8 onesie means, but that is what the exact style of this jumpsuit is called, or onesie. The term onesie, though, you actually can't use on eBay because onesie, I believe, is owned by Gerber, which is like a baby company, like baby onesies, but you can use it, I believe, on Poshmark, Merkari, and Depop. In my description, I put the keywords workout, gym, yoga, athleisure, Pilates, and on the go. I paid $8 for these at a Deseret Industries thrift store. They sold for $28.35, which was an offer that I sent out. I got a liker, and like as soon as I got the notification on Merkari that I got a liker, I immediately sent them this offer, and I think they were still on the website and everything, and so they bought it from my offer, which was great, making my profit around $20.25. And this only took 27 days to sell. I believe the comps for this exact like jumpsuit onesie thing were around $40, but I'm always willing to go under as long as I'm going to make an okay-ish profit. Fablettics isn't usually a brand that I look out for. It's kind of like Athleta, but it's a less desirable and more cheap version of Athleta. But Fablettics, I believe you have to have like a membership to buy their stuff or everything is higher priced. And when I saw this at the thrift store, I thought, I think this is something because it's a onesie. It's like a one-piece workout active jumpsuit, and I looked it up, and what do you know, it actually had really good comps, and this was a size extra large, so a larger size. I would definitely pick this up again. I'm going to get rid of these first 2 tabs, and we're going to go on to 2 more Merkari sales, which I actually sold on the same day, which is very, very rare. I rarely make Merkari sales. As you guys can see, I only have 4 sales between these couple of weeks, and usually I just pick and choose different sales on other platforms, but I make very little sales in Merkari. So to make 2 sales in one day was crazy, but I'm here for it. This is a new Longitude blue-black diamond shimmer padded comfy one-piece swimsuit, size 18. In my description, I put the keywords slimming, flattering, stretchy pool, beach, lake, swim, swimming, and vacation. I bought this at a Goodwill in Idaho not too long ago for $7. It sold for an offer of $38, which was an offer that I accepted. I've mentioned this before in past What Sold videos, but anytime I get an offer on Merkari, it's always reasonable. I never get lowballed on Merkari. So I love Merkari customers, probably because they have a smaller customer base, but their customer base is pretty niche. And that makes my profit around $30.90. And this only took 27 days to sell. I did look up new with tags, longitude, one piece swimsuit. I think I put in the exact size too, size 18 on eBay, and the sell-through rate was really good. The average sale price was really good, and I knew I could get a quick profit from this. And as I said, it only took 27 days to sell, so would definitely pick that up again. Was not expecting it to sell on Merkari, but I don't care where it sells. And actually, I prefer Merkari to eBay for it to sell because eBay has less fees. And I also promote stuff on eBay. So there's also extra fees that eBay takes, and that cuts into my profit. And then last sale on Merkari is this cabby blue black knee length flowy cute going out untamed dress size medium. In my description, I put the keywords modest, stylish, summer, and spring. I paid $7 for this actually, I think it was the same Goodwill trip as that longitude swimsuit. Sold for $28, making my profit around $20.90. And this took exactly 30 days to sell. As I said, this cabby dress and that longitude swimsuit sold the exact same day. This is my fastest selling cabby piece ever. Usually cabby is a very, very slow mover for me, and I don't have a ton of luck with it. But I was able to find 3 different stock photos for this dress. So I think that the style of this cabby piece was pretty desired. And I also thought it was just really cute. So before I even knew it had lots of stock photos, I saw it at the thrift store, saw that it was cabby, and I saw that it was like a midi length with kind of like a handkerchief hem, and I thought it was really pretty. So I bought it, and it paid off. So happy for that. Would pick that up again. Let's move on now to Depop, where I just realized I need to go to my seller hub still. And the first sale we're going to talk about is this pair of black taupe off-road Nubuck outdoor grunge trail hook and loop sandals size 6.5. In my description, I put the keywords hiking and camping, and then I got this big paragraph from some website that was selling these shoes. And I paid $4 for these actually at the same thrift trip, the same day that I got that longitude swimsuit and that cabby dress. And these weren't in the men's section, although they are women's shoes. They were marked at only $3.99, so $4. And I got an offer of $22.70, which I did accept, making my profit $17.50. These only took 18 days to sell. And the funny thing is that I've sold this exact style of Echo sandals, I believe 1 or 2 other times in the past couple of months this summer season on Poshmark. So to find them again, it made it really easy to find the style name and list them. And I'm just really happy for that quick flip. And I love that it sold on Depop because, as I've said a million times, I love selling on Depop because the fees are so low. Next sale is another quick flip. This is a vintage Aria cream floral lace girly cottagecore coquette midi nightgown size 1X. In my description, I put the keywords dainty, soft, 80s, and 90s. I bought this from the Goodwill outlet for $4. I did take a few losses this day, which just means that when I got all of my inventory home that I just purchased from the Goodwill outlet, there were a few things that had flaws that were too beyond repair that I had to throw out, which just slightly increased the cost of goods for everything else. But I just decided to put that specific cost of the loss of inventory into a few pieces. So this got marked up to the cost being $4. It sold for $19, which was, I believe, was an offer that I sent out, making my profit $13.92. And this dress only took 9 days to sell. Vintage night dresses and nightgowns can do pretty well. Like, definitely if they have a grandmacore aesthetic, but if they're like also kind of more, if they kind of look like younger, not too grandma-y. And this one I put coquette and girly, and I think that really paid off, and it did well, as you guys can see. So really happy about that. And then I sold this. I believe that this one sold pretty quickly as well. Yeah, I can see my sheet. It sold quickly. So this is a vintage green gingham tropical fruit embroidered beach button-down shirt size 20W. In my description, I put the keywords summer vacation, retro unique, party, kidcore, and resort wear. I paid $4 for this at a different thrift store in Idaho, but the same like weekend trip. We were visiting family and I saw this shirt and I thought I have to buy this shirt because it's so niche and it's a plus size and it's very summery and perfect for the season. So I paid $4. It sold for $20, making my profit $14.89. And this shirt only took 20 days to sell. So another really quick flip. That is really exciting. And then we actually have this figs set. I didn't mean to click on that person's listing. I have never sold a figs set. I've only ever sold one pair of figs bottoms. I actually recently talked about this fig set in a recent thrift haul of mine. If you want to go back and watch that, I can't remember the exact video, but I put my title, Figs Maroon Technical Collection Scrubs Set, Shirt and Pants, size small, medical. And then the only keyword I put was casual because I really couldn't think of any good keywords. I paid $5 for this at the Goodwill outlet. I believe I found the pants first, and then I was like, please let there be the shirt too, and there was, and so I found the whole set. They were covered in animal hair, but a quick, what's it called? I know I can't think of what it's called, but I was able to get the hair off using the tool that you use to get the hair off, and I got it nice and clean. This sold for an offer of $30, making my profit $23.56, and this only took 10 days. Just really happy about that. The person who bought them actually messaged me and asked if the bottoms were also a size small, because I believe I only had like a picture of the top, and I was like, yes, both of the top and the bottom are both a size small. And then I also told her that the measurements are on the last photo, and she hadn't realized that, so that helped her out a bunch. But sometimes people miss that because, especially in like Depop, where you have to like click the button to scroll through the photos, whereas in Poshmark all you have to do is scroll. But on Depop, you have to like click through the photos, and I believe that that's the same with Merkari. I could be completely wrong. This next sale is a super high dollar sale, and when I got the notification come through, I was really excited about this because I was not expecting it. This is a pair of Laredo dark purple alligator leather stylish Western cowboy boots, size 8.5D. In my description, I put the keywords high quality, going out, rodeo, as well as neutral. I actually bought these in Texas back in February for $21, so kind of expensive, but I knew that I could flip them for a higher amount because they were in like new condition, really, really excellent condition, like no wear to the soles at all or the leather part. And they were also alligator leather, which elevates a pair of cowboy boots. I originally just looked up Laredo leather cowboy boots, and it didn't seem worth it to pay $21 to flip it to the amount that the comps were saying on eBay. But then when I added in alligator leather, the comps went up significantly. And so I did decide to invest the $21, and it paid off because these sold for $75, and that makes my profit $51.08. These did take 116 days to sell, but I'm okay with that because it was such a high profit. And so I'm okay waiting a little longer if the profit is going to be bigger. And then for these last three sales, I have to click to in transit because they're not delivered yet. So this is a Hillard & Hanson black leather medium size minimalist travel saddle backpack. And then I didn't put much in my description. I'm actually thinking maybe my husband listed this. I could be wrong though. No, these look like my photos because I'm very OCD about the item is in the center. Looks like I also put streetwear and casual in my hashtags on Depop. I paid $4 for this at the thrift store. It sold for $30, which was an offer that I sent out, making my profit $24.56. This did take 239 days to sell, though. This did have interest on eBay and Depop, and I think I just had it priced too high. My husband actually thrifted this when we went on our couple date night thrift trip, which I took a video of and put on my channel. So if you want to look for that, please do, because that was a really fun video. But he took credit for finding this, and it was a pretty good flip. Long haul flip, but I'm okay with that because a lot of the other sales that I made between this time frame in June were pretty good. So I'm okay with that. And then last sale I wanted to talk about is this pair of Merrells. I keep referencing other videos, but my most recent video where I talk about my 6 favorite brands to sell in the spring/summertime, I included the brand Merrell, and it's interesting because sometimes the Merrell shoes that I have listed flip really quickly, and then other times they take a while to sell, but it always sells for me. And I just really love the brand Merrell. This is a pair of Merrell Great Taupe Diverta 2 mid-suede grunge hiking outdoor shoes, size 6.5. There are so many different styles of Merrell shoes, as well as a bunch of other shoe companies, but I always just do Google image search to find the exact style, although certain styles can look similar, so I make sure that the brand or the style of the exact shoe, the picture of it matches the exact picture of my shoe to make sure that they're actually the same shoe and not just similar. In my description, I just put sportswear, utility, grunge, activewear, and casual. And then I got these 2 big paragraphs from probably somewhere that was selling these Merrell women's shoes. And I think I mentioned that I paid $8 for them. They sold for $28, which was an offer that I sent out, making my profit $18.63. And these only took 10 days to sell. So really happy with that. And I would definitely do that again. Let's move on now to Vinted, where I have 1 sale, but I'm still happy with that. I'm going to reference another past video. So sorry about that, but they all are relevant. So basically, my 2 videos ago, my work with me video, I actually made this Vinted sale while I was recording that video, and I talked about it in that video. But I knew it was going to be coming up in my what sold video too. So here we are talking about it. So if you saw that video, here is the more in-depth listing and stuff about the listing. So this is a Uniqlo light gray 100% linen button-up long sleeve beachy coastal shirt, size M, standing for size medium. In my description, I put the keywords: a lightweight, breathable, neutral, casual, quiet luxury, closet staple, wardrobe basic, and capsule wardrobe. I paid $2 for this shirt at the Goodwill outlet. It sold for $16, which was an offer that I accepted. But if you don't know, Vinted has no fees. And so the buyer pays $20, or in this case, because it was listed for $20, but I sent in a $16 offer, they pay $16 plus a subtotal for buyer fee plus shipping. And so there are no fees for the seller. So my profit is $14, and this shirt only took 12 days to sell. The reason I picked up this Uniqlo shirt is because I don't know anything about the brand Uniqlo, but I know that 100% linen stuff and linen blend items can do really well this time of year, and it paid off for me. So would definitely pick that up again. Probably not from the regular thrift store unless I could get it for pretty cheap, but I'm much more likely to sell stuff at lower prices if there are no seller fees. All right, moving on over to eBay, we have another 100% linen button-up long sleeve shirt. This is a CNB, standing for Christopher and Banks. Yeah, Christopher and Banks. Butter yellow, which is a very trendy color right now, a very trendy shade of a color, which is very important to know as a reseller, like different shades of a color, because that can like drastically increase if your item is going to sell. 100% linen button down long sleeve summer breathable shirt, size L. In my description, I put the keywords: beachy, coastal, resort wear, spring, lightweight, organic, pop of color, and closet staple. I bought this shirt at the Goodwill outlet for $2. I find a bunch of great linen pieces from the Goodwill outlet, but I will not be going back to the Goodwill outlet anytime soon because I have the most epic, amazing thrift haul coming up on my channel from a consignment shop sale. So watch out for that. Paid $2 for this, like I said, sold for $18, making my profit $11.68. This did take 109 days to sell, but that is okay, especially for a style-based material factor piece. We have another linen sale to talk about. This is a Abercrombie & Fitch cream tan striped linen blend beachy button-up shirt, size medium. In my description, I put the keywords coastal, resort wear, summer, casual, and neutral. I bought this shirt at the Goodwill outlet as well for $2. It sold for my full asking price of $22. And that makes me profit $14.72. And this shirt only took 2 days to sell. As soon as I listed it, it had interest on, I believe, all 4 platforms. And I think what elevated this piece was the fact that it was a linen blend. And I think it was a more recent piece too, because it said the style name like on the tag. And yeah, this just got bought right away. So we'd definitely pick this up again. I have another men's Abercrombie and Fitch, just like regular striped shirt, but I believe it's just made out of polyester or cotton. And then that has been sitting for not super long, but definitely did not sell and has not sold as quick as that other Abercrombie and Fitch shirt. Next sale is a shoe sale from a brand that I've only ever found to resell once, and now it's sold. Can't wait to find this brand again because I know it can do well. Excuse me. This is a Fly London cream leather wedge and loop yogo, platform shoes, size 38, and then in parentheses, is that what it's called? Yeah, parentheses 7.5. In my description, I put the keywords neutral, casual, comfy, classic, supportive, travel, cute, and going out. I paid $6 for these shoes at Savers, and they sold for $28, which was an offer that I sent out. Often if I have something listed for $35, I will send out a $28 offer, which I believe is 20% off. And that makes my profit $15.28. These did take 137 days to sell, but usually shoes take longer to sell for me than clothing pieces. I think it's just because people have to be more certain about shoes when they're buying them, because even though if you're a size 8 shoe and the shoe you're wanting to buy online is a size 8, doesn't mean that they're going to fit, because it always ranges, even though they're supposed to all be the same size in different brands. This is a pair of Aquatalia, also another brand that I've never found except for this one time, and I can't wait to find again. Tan suede silver detail, preppy, weatherproof, Cali loafer, size 7.5. In my description, I put the keywords sawtooth sole, which I believe just has a jagged sole. I'll show you guys a picture of the bottom. Yeah, like right here, it kind of has a jagged sole. And then I also put, whoops, I keep using my right hand and it keeps going further than I want. Minimalist, contemporary, neutral, business, casual, going out, quality, and Italian. And I bought these for $6, also from Savers. They sold for $38, which I believe was my full asking price. And that makes my profit $22.88. And these took 122 days to sell. Here is a really cool sale from a brand that I had never heard of before. It was a completely style-based pickup. This is a Jumer DC gold leather Y2K studded unique celebrity small shoulder bag purse. In my description, I put the keywords going out, metallic, avant-garde, and maximalism. I bought this at the Goodwill outlet for $4. It sold for $30. I originally had it listed for $40, and it had lots of watchers, and then I ended up lowering the price to, actually, I think I just sent a watcher a $30 offer, which they accepted, making my profit $18.80. This did take 124 days to sell, though, but for a style-based pickup, not too bad. It was really cute. There was a little bit of wear on the corners of the purse, but the inside of the bag was really cool. Let me show you. There were pictures of this woman in black and white, and it was kind of satiny, and the purse was studded. And then there was also this, the initials Jumer DC. Jumer is actually a pretty cute name. I don't know though who Jumer DC is. So if you have any idea who Jumer DC is, let me know, because I don't think it's a brand name, and I don't think I could find the celebrity on Google. Let's see. Let's look up together. Jumer DC, or who is Jumer DC? I don't think it's a person. Yeah, this is not the right person. Okay, now we're going to just see Jumer DC purse brand. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I think it is a Y2K brand, because I'm seeing these other Jumer DC bags. So interesting to learn about, but it looks like it is a Y2K purse or bag brand. This next sale is so amazing. This is from a thrift trip where I found a bunch of good stuff at the Goodwill outlet. This is a Cocoon House multicolor 100% silk sailboats art abstract sheer poncho top size extra large. In my description, I put the keywords vibrant, handmade, colorful, artsy, oversized, and flowy. I paid $2 for this. It sold for my full asking price of $70, making my profit $51.20, and this only took 7 days to sell. I knew nothing about this brand. I bought it because it was 100% silk, and I thought I would just look it up later, hoping that it would be like a novelty niche brand, and it was. I found this exact poncho 100% silk top that had sold for $68, so I decided to list mine for $70. Sold very, very quickly, and I realized that the print was actually sailboats. I hadn't picked that up before, but now looking at it, I can see that it's sailboats and then there's like a house, but originally I didn't tell that it was sailboats, but that was a really exciting sale. I'm going to keep an eye out for Cocoon House, but I think it's a pretty rare brand because there weren't that many listed. This is kind of interesting. So Chicos women's plus size or size 3 and up newer style tops can do really, really well. This one sold for $30. This is a Chicos blue-white mixed dot artsy mature button-up long sleeve top, size 16. You can usually tell that they're a larger size because they say the size conversion on the tag. So this is a size 3, and it also says US size 16 to 18. And you can also tell that it's a newer style because you can find a stock photo for it. And older Chicos pieces are really hard to find the stock photos. In my description, I put the keywords feminine, lightweight, business casual, avant-garde, and long sleeve. Bought this from the Goodwill outlet for $2. Sold for my full asking price of $30, like I said, making my profit $20.80. And this only took 8 days to sell. I would happily do that again. In that same amazing Goodwill outlet trip that I found that Cocoon House blouse, I believe I found another newer style button-up Chicos top, which has been getting a lot of interest, and I'm excited to sell that one too. This next sale is Farm Rio, which I love, and I have only ever thrifted one time. This was a jumpsuit or romper that I sourced on Merkari. This is a Farm Rio colorful striped ruffle strap summer linen blend Reyes romper, size small. In my description, I put the keywords multicolor, travel, festival, party, beach, fun, and square neckline. This was missing the belt, which I didn't realize when I initially bought it, but it didn't seem to deter people's interest in it. I feel like Farm Rio is just such a highly desired artsy tropical brand. Paid $24 on it, or for it, sold for $50, making my profit only $14, which isn't a ton, but the thing is I sourced it from my couch on my booty, so I'm happy with that because I made at least over $10, and this took 107 days to sell. This was Farm Rio for Anthropology, so I believe it specifically had Anthropology on the tag. We have this pair of Salvatore Ferragamo, which is not a brand I find very often, and the times I do find it, usually the shoes aren't in very good condition, but this is a pair of Salvatore Ferragamo black bow, gold elegant, feminine classic low heel shoes, size 9B. B being, I believe, the specific width of the shoe. In my description, I put the keywords classic, going out, event, wedding, church, and business. I might have underpriced these because they sold very, very quickly, but the thing is there was like white discoloration all over like the black part, and I tried using some water and that just made it worse. So I just was like, I'm not going to touch it anymore. I'm just going to list them for $40. So paid $6 for them, listed them for $40, and they sold in 1 day, and my profit's $24.40. So very happy with that. I know that Salvatore Ferragamo in all their different categories can go for a lot, but they have to be in pretty good condition. So I knew with the condition, I wanted to price them lower, and I'm happy that I did. All right, so this sale is not a clothing sale, but I do want to mention it and talk about it because I could have made a better profit on this. So this is a Nerf gun, and I got it from the Goodwill outlet. There was a Goodwill tag on it for $3.99. Had I found this at a regular Goodwill and paid $3.99, also equivalent to like $4, right? Had I paid $4 and sold it for $20, that would have been a pretty good flip. But I got this at the Goodwill outlet, and because of the weight, it cost around $8 to $9. And flipping that into 20 isn't nearly as good, so I wouldn't pick this up again at the Goodwill outlet based on weight, but I would keep an eye out for specific Nerf guns if you can get them for cheap enough. This is a Nerf Doomlands The Judge Orange 2169 Dart Gun Blaster toy big. In my description, I just let anyone interested in buying it that there were several marks and that there was also one blade of grass stuck in the clear plastic part. And I said, please just refer to photos. And then I also put collectible, play, and gift. I love watching other reseller videos. I remember a long time ago watching a reseller's like thrifting video, and they also talked about comps, and like specific Nerf guns can sell really well. So keep an eye out for them at the thrift store. They don't sell for a ton, but if I had paid $4 and flipped it into 20, that would have been great. I did pay $9, like I said, flipped to 20. My profit $6.55. This would take 158 days to sell, but I'm okay with that. I would not pay $9 in the future, but if I found this at a regular thrift store, I would definitely pick it up. Next sale is, oh yeah, I want to talk about these because they're a pair of Dansko sandals, which I think are so cute. This is a pair of Dansko blue-pink pastels, strappy outdoor Raquel hook and loop sandals, size 9.5. In my description, I put the keywords. Oh, did I not put any keywords? Maybe I didn't. I said there was some dirt in the footbed, but overall the shoes are clean and ready for the next owner. I believe I put these in the washing machine and then just let them air dry in the sun, and they looked pretty well or pretty good. Got this big paragraph from a different website. I got these from I did a haul on this in a different video, but I got a bunch of shoes, $5 each at this estate sale. And this woman had really expensive taste, so I paid $5 for these. They sold for $27.77, making my profit $16.11. And these took 47 days to sell. So not too bad. Not too bad. And then the same Goodwill outlet trip that I got that Cocoon House silk blouse, I also got this Johnny Was blouse. So two 100% silk, beautiful tops, the same trip. This is a Johnny Was colorful, artsy, 100% silk, lightweight button-up Hari shirt, size medium. In my description, I put the keywords multicolor, 3/4 sleeve, summer, spring, and casual. I paid $2 for this shirt, sold for my full asking price of $50, making my profit $36, and this took 20 days to sell. And then that is all for eBay. Now we're going to end off with Poshmark, where I first sold this Natural Life, which I don't think is a brand that I've ever found before, but I know that can do pretty well. Orange white tree print boho Dakota tie gauze overalls, size extra large. In my description, I put the keywords bohemian, wide leg, palazzo pants, hippie, and earthy. Got this from the Goodwill outlet for $4, listed it for $30. Prime Lister sent out a offer to likers, and it sold for $27, making my profit $17.60, and this took 0 days to sell. It sold overnight, making me think maybe I should have priced it up a little bit because it was a larger size, a more substantial piece, and a very trendy piece, and I was able to find 2 stock photos, this one and this one. Definitely did the jumpsuit better justice than my photos, but I think I should have listed it for around maybe $35 instead of $30, but either way, I'm still really happy with that sale. Another great sale, if I can go down low enough and it'll load, is this Ace and Jig dress, also a brand I've never found before and have yet to find since. This is an Ace and Jig, great brand to be on the lookout for, by the way. Cream pink tan, flowy summer party, festival color block tank dress, size extra small. In my description, I put the keywords lightweight, rave, spring, log and look, and stripes. I paid $6 for this at I think it was a Salvation Army in Hawaii. And it sold for $45. I believe I had it listed for $50, and then Prime Lister sent out its discount of, I believe, 10% off, which makes it $45, I think, if my calculations are correct in my head. That makes my profit $30, and this only took 44 days to sell. If you don't know the brand Ace and Jig, you can just tell by the tag that it's something special. I mean, look at that tag. But this dress is very pretty, and I would definitely pick that up again. Definitely a brand to be on the lookout for. Next sale is this pullover. This is a new Freefly woman's dark gray comfy bamboo fleece pullover hoodie, size large. In my description, I put the keywords neutral, casual, stretchy, lounge, and loungewear. And then I got a little paragraph from somewhere that was selling this hoodie. I paid $5 for this at the Goodwill outlet. It sold for $25, making my profit $15, and this only took 7 days to sell. I was hoping to get around 40. That's what comps were like on eBay, but I did get a $20 offer after having it listed for 40. I countered at 25, or actually I think I countered at 30 or 35, and then they countered 25, which I just did accept. This was new with tags, which made me pause and look it up at the Goodwill outlet. And it actually turns out that Freefly is a pretty great bread and butter brand. And then with it being new with tags, obviously you can get more for it. I think I got on the lower end of comps, but I'm okay with that. This was also the bamboo fleece. I don't know how many of their pieces are made out of bamboo, but bamboo clothing can definitely elevate the worth of a piece. So would definitely pick that up again. Just a few more sales before the end of this video. I feel like I've been rushing, but I'm just a quick talker when I'm getting into the stats. This next sale is, I believe, the first J. Crew blazer I've ever sold. I have one other J. Crew blazer listed, but it is an older style and a smaller size. This is a J. Crew white blue tweed knit fringe classic business feminine blazer size 10. In my description, I put the keywords elegant, sophisticated, clean girl, career, and office. Clean girl is an aesthetic that I've heard on TikTok, and it's just basically like very feminine, like neutral, minimalist, and this just seemed to fit the aesthetic, so I did put that in my keywords. It's very similar to Scandi Girl, if I'm saying that correctly. Let's see, Scandi Girl. Yeah, it's very similar to Clean Girl. Anyway, paid $6 for this at a regular thrift store, sold for $40, which I believe was an offer that I accepted, making my profit $26, and this only took 20 days to sell. My mom actually saw this blazer that I featured in a thrift haul here on my channel, and she said, ooh, I want to try that on. But she tried it on and she didn't like the way that it fit. So she just had me sell it, and happy that a customer got to buy it, and sad though that it didn't work out for my mom. This next dress is an Anthropologie brand. The Anthropologie brand is Kindred. This is a new Kindred Anthropologie black-white puff sleeve button-up maxi dress size 1X. In my description, I put the keywords elastic waist, maximalism, zebra, summer, vacation, travel, flowy lines, and beach. Paid $8 for this dress in Idaho. Not the same thrift trip as a few of the other items that I mentioned earlier, but it was a earlier thrift trip than that to a Goodwill. Sold for $25, had it listed for $35, so sold for $10 off, making my profit $12, and this took 227 days to sell, so kind of longer. I've actually seen this exact dress in this same colorway and then in like a white colorway at Ross being sold. And so I think that this originally came from Ross, and it just wasn't worth it buying it at Ross. But I originally found this dress and saw it for the first time at Goodwill and saw that it was new with tags, plus size, longer length dress, and a Anthropologie brand. So I did buy it and happy that it sold. Would pick that up again. 2 more sales. We have this pair of shoes coming up, which I believe I could have gotten closer to 75 or 100 for, but sales were kind of slow on Poshmark, so I did accept this offer, although I did get watchers on eBay when it was listed for 100, so that's kind of sad. But this is a Redwing king toe, brown leather, waterproof, soft toe, lace-up ankle boots, size 8. This pair of boots I did get the same trip. They got that cabbie dress, that longitude swimsuit, and I believe that one other thing. Oh yeah, the green Bubby Brooks shirt. In my description, I put the keywords flexible, comfortable work boots and construction. And then I got this paragraph from a website that was selling these Redwing boots. Redwing, I believe I've sold 2 other times. It is a very, very excellent workwear shoe brand to be on the lookout for. And I listed this for 10. I think I got an offer for like 30, and I listed it for like 100 or 75. So that was kind of insulting, but we ended up on 50, making my profit $30. And this took 29 days to sell. Pretty happy with that. Last sale is a very quick flip, and these sold very recently. This is a pair of Vionics, and I haven't had a ton of luck selling Vionic closed-toed shoes. This is a pair of Vionic black suede preppy, neutral, comfy, minimalist, uptown loafer flats, size 7. And then in my description, I put supportive, academia, casual, and cute. The only problem with these was that there was like this little tiny white mark that I could not seem to scrape off or anything. And I've learned my lesson with trying to clean suede because I used water on a pair of Eileen Fisher like heels wedges recently and it kind of ruined them. So I just left it be, but paid $5 for these at a thrift store called Cowboy Thrift. I recently featured that in a video. So, but I just featured clothing from that haul. I didn't feature shoes from that haul, but this was from that same haul, this pair of shoes. And it sold for $25. Originally had it listed for $35, but I got a $25 offer in 2 days. So it sold in 2 days, accepted that $25 offer, making my profit $15. Would pick these up again, and I was able to find this cute, actually, Instagram post. Sometimes I like look up the style name of a pair of shoes or a dress or a clothing item, and I'll get like a Instagram post come up, and then I'll just take a picture of the Instagram post because, you know, we have this cute photo of this girl wearing these cute little like frilly socks and a skirt, and it styled the shoes really well and definitely elevated the look of the shoes compared to my photos. But yeah, that's it for all the sales.
That's it for this what sold video. Thank you so much if you stuck around until the end. Let me know down below how sales have been for you. And if you are a new viewer or you've been watching for a while but you aren't subscribed, I would love it if you clicked subscribe and liked and maybe even commented. That would definitely help my channel go to more people. I definitely put a lot of effort and time into my YouTube videos, and I would love it if more people got the opportunity